Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Cavey. I'm a member of the Stoughton Board of Selectmen. Today is October 30th, 2018. So I'm just going to go over the highlights of our meeting. I've changed the camera a little bit, so sorry if it's a little bit too brutal, but I'll make this brief. We covered a ton of material, so we're not going to get too much into any of the topics. As always, recommend you watch it. I'll link it down below as soon as it becomes available. I'll put an agenda on there as well, so you get a chance to see what we covered. I'm gonna go through this. We took it out of order. I'm just gonna go down from top to bottom and discuss the things that are worth mentioning. So, citizens' comments, town manager reports, selectmen comments. Nothing there requires really much discussion. I recommend watching it. Some people have some issues, and we got some information, but there's nothing that's really standing out as something that's necessary to report on. We did discuss the town council search, and there was a motion to hire a particular town council. We had 4 applicants. All of them were absolutely excellent. They were really great applicants. They had a lot to offer the town, and anybody who has those councils, I'm sure they're very lucky. Ultimately, we voted to hire KP Law, and one thing that we did want to add to that is that we wanted to do a 6-month review after they've been hired, and we'd like to base that review on clear and pre-agreed metrics. One of the concerns that some people have given us, they currently serve the town in a variety of capacities. They were town council in the past, but one thing that people have been concerned with is that their responsiveness was not adequate. So we would like to see that change. We're gonna address that with them. We're going to put together a system to review them on it and give feedback, and let them continue to know that matters to us quite a bit. So, then we discussed. As again, this is not in chronological order. It's just in the order of the agenda. The next thing that I'm going to discuss with you guys is the tax rate hearing. The Board of Assessors presented to us. What they were asking us was to vote on the percentage of the shift in our tax rate from residential to commercial. They gave us a lot of information. In this case, it went all the way back to 1995 of the fact that all of these years, some portion of the tax rate gets shifted away from residential toward commercial. So commercial is paying a higher rate than residential. And each year we have to decide by how much. And what they recommended was 1.52% shift, which is very close. It's very much in line with what they had last year. I think it was 1.53%. And in previous years, the previous 10 years, I think it was always right around that. I think somewhere around 1.50, 1.52, 0.3. And so, so they're looking for a very similar shift to the prior years. Part of that shift is to address a predicted increase in residential values, if I understood them correctly. For individual taxpayers, that change represents about a 58-cent per $1,000 increase in the property taxes. For commercial, it represents about a 69-cent increase per $1,000 in the value of the property. There were a couple of other takeaways I just want to get through real quickly. So as everyone knows, we have the debt exclusions kicking in this year, pretty heavy, but that was for the high school. But the actual tax rate, the Board of Assessors believes would have gone down this year if not for the debt exclusion. So due to new growth, it would actually decrease the amount that we need to tax. But with the debt exclusion, we are going to see an increase. Going forward, though, from this year, if there's an increase this year, we don't have to raise it again every single year. So what they expect is that there will be a downward pressure on the tax rate going forward, and uh, that the tax rate they expect to see a decrease in the coming years, especially as we develop new growth and continue to push on that, and we're making every effort to reduce that tax rate. So ultimately we agreed with the Board of Assessors. They did an excellent job putting together the analysis, and it was it seemed to be in line with prior years, and I feel like we made the best choice we could on that front. So that was the tax rate. So we discussed the state theater again. In this one, we did have a vote. We discussed the merits of that project to purchase the state theater, how we're going to do it, what the problems are, and the fundamental questions we have to ask and have answered in order to know if this is a project worth pursuing. We had some confidence that we had addressed most of them. There was one that was not as strong as the others, which was how do we get from concept to opening night, though we don't have the kind of plan that most people would expect or want to make a decision like this. Mostly just because we don't have the time. This was a special town meeting item. It's something that has to be decided quickly and immediately, and so we haven't been able to put together the kind of plan that you would normally see at a special town meeting. But we do have some strong indicators that we have credible business owners, developers, theater owners, and other voluntary organizations or large organizations like the YMCA, for example, that are willing to help and have excellent track records for success. And I feel like we have what's beginning to shape up into a very strong team to get us from that concept to the end result. And so before we get to town meeting, we're going to continue to develop this. We want to get as far along as we possibly can to present to town meeting with the best information that we have. But the time is short, and that was not within anybody's control. And so we're going to have to provide maybe less than we would like, but as much as we could possibly give. So I'm going to move this really quickly now through the rest. So we had a report by the town manager screening committee and Community Paradigm Associates. That's the consultant that we use to do the town meeting search, or the town manager search. They gave some great information, so I just want to give you an outline of who was on that real quick. We had Keith Motley, Dave Billow, Joe Baeta, Marilyn Houseman, and Jess Miner, and they did an absolutely amazing job. So from the contractor, from the consultant, the person who came to visit us again was Bernie Litch. He's helped us out from the beginning. He's done also an amazing job. He's doing great. But the work these people have done was outstanding. They took a total of 37 applicants. They were able to filter it down to 7 altogether that they invited for interviews. Of the 7, 1 pulled out at the last minute, but they were able to interview 6 people, and they came up with a list for us to review of 2 finalists. Give you the names of the finalists real quick. The first is actually a Stoughton resident, Jonathan Beater. And the other is coming from Rhode Island. Her name is Robin Muxian. I hope I'm not Muxian or Muxian. Hope I'm not mispronouncing your name too badly. I apologize for that. Both of them look like excellent candidates with a lot of experience in leadership, and we'll be discussing that in our future meetings. That is, I think, all I got for you. We also had some consent agenda items, but nothing interesting. And double check. Oh, we signed. Sorry. One thing that actually is really important to mention is that we signed the special town meeting warrant tonight. We voted that in. We signed it, and so November 27th we're gonna have a special town meeting addressing 13 different articles. Make sure I didn't miss anything. That is all of it. So 11 minutes isn't bad. Thank you again for watching. If there's anything you want me to change, anything you're looking for me to do, address, I will. But my main goal is to keep these a little bit shorter so they're easier to watch. Any questions you have, contact us at selectmen@stoughton-ma.gov. And as always, thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve the community. Have a great night. Talk to you in a bit.